Okay, that is live. Yeah, we're live now. All right, very, very good. I'm not sure why I scheduled this for high noon. I confirmed I scheduled it for high noon, and then it said at high noon, you can start your broadcast in 4 minutes and some odd seconds. Regardless, very happy for the technology. Feel very blessed to have it. Happy to be here. Welcome to Is It Me or My Business? My name is Carolyn Cole, and I am your show host for this show. This is a question and answer format. If you have questions, please ask your questions. I'd love to help you here today. Michelle, welcome. So glad you are here. Deborah, welcome. So glad you are here. This is going to be a fun one. These are all going to be really cool. I really appreciate you coming live, especially to the business page. And I'm going to say this again. We talk about, the personal page is so comfortable because everybody's there. But if we really want to grow our business, we have to be long-sighted and realize we want an audience greater than the 5,000 friends that is the limitation on the personal page. So thank you for coming to the business page. I so appreciate it. Please like this page. If you like this live stream, I'm building my audience here. There's going to be lots of great stuff happening here. Again, Michelle, Deborah, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. And if you could to help with the Facebook algorithm, I'd really appreciate it if you would both either do more emojis or leave a comment saying hi, something. Yeah, well, you did. Here it comes. Hi, Carolyn. Hey, Michelle. Hey, here, says Deborah. Okay, here. All right, here we go. I'm going to read because this is faster. I'm Carolyn Cole, a global executive and business consultant / coach. I work with C-suite executives, business owners, and entrepreneurs, also professionals. For nearly 2 decades, I was a Fortune 100 and Fortune 200 senior company trial attorney. Now I make the case on behalf of your business dreams and happiness too. Where are we now? I am the founder of boomtank.com. That is my company. I'm host of the global podcast. Listen to that. I'm host of the global podcast, the Boomtank Business Show. Boomtank is where business success and happiness meet. And Boomtank, when we say business success, it also includes your career success and your professional success. So I work in that whole wheelhouse of working with C-suite executives, business executives, entrepreneurs, business owners, and professionals. That's my specialty. Who else do we have? David Ralph. Yay! Hello, David. I want you to chime in. You've got great business insight. David Ralph is now joined us. So Michelle, Deborah, and all those watching on the replay. And thank you for watching live. And thank you for watching the replay. David has the top motivational / it's in a bunch of different categories. Podcast. It's called Join Up Dots. On the entire planet, #1. And they just reached #1 in India. He's doing extremely well in Australia, but worldwide, according to iTunes, Sir David has the #1 show in several categories: motivation, inspiration, business, other things on planet Earth at this time. So an illuminary. Welcome, David. So excited to see you here. All right, let's get going with this. If you would please share this video, if you like this video, if you think someone will enjoy it, if you think somebody needs it, and I'm hoping that they do because these are the topics and people have showed, so I'm thinking it's a good thing. Please, again, like the business page. If you're watching on the replay somewhere else and you see this, my business page is facebook.com/the Boomtank. Please contact me, Carolyn at boomtank.com if you have any questions about anything. And then here are my 3 programs really quickly. I do business consulting and coaching. So if you're a struggling business owner seeking to go to that next confident level with confident messaging, that's very clear, high value offerings, and taking a whole different you to the market, please contact me. If you are a C-suite executive, a business executive, a professional, and you want to stay in your career, but you're seeking a life reinvention, that is a life redesign with happiness and success in mind, you want to redo, but you don't want to leave your career, please contact me. I've got a knockout program for you. And for all of the people in my wheelhouse, the business owners and entrepreneurs and executives and professionals, I have a signature program as well. It's called Claim Your Personal Brand. That was formerly Claim Your Expert Celebrity. And with Claim Your New Personal Brand, that covers everything. That's going to cover your power bio, your media one sheet, your professional public speaking, public speaking talking, confident speaking, podcast guesting, live streaming, show creation, all of that bundled to get you and your new personal brand out there and out there powerfully, because visibility is the lifeblood of your business. And you need to get visible. I don't know how people expect to have a business not being visible. So that's the key. And I know David's going to, I know he's going to back me up on that. Yes, Deborah Murphy. Wow. So there we go with that. All right, here we go. That's good. We're good. First topic, what I learned from 2 more And I say more because since October, in my old career in litigation, I dealt with millionaires all the time. And I dealt with people who weren't millionaires all the time. It was a wide swath there. But now I'm having very deliberate business conversations about business, about success, about happiness, all of those things. So since October, I've talked with a lot of millionaires and multimillionaires. I talked with 2 more this week. And this is what I learned about stuff from those 2 more millionaires this week about business, success, and happiness. The first thing I'm going to share with you, and I think you know this, but I have to say it, is that if you want real success in your business, your life, your career, your profession, whatever it is, real success, you have to work. But it is no more true and glaring than in the business space. Because I think people know when they show up for jobs and careers, I certainly knew I had to work. That it's a given. And an employer is very good about telling you you have to work and their expectations around that. We know that, right? In your personal life, that's where it gets kind of here and there because nobody necessarily is standing over you saying, be your best self. Sometimes there are, and sometimes people are too harsh with other people. But in reality, you get to champion yourself how far you'll go with that. The same is true of business. In business, with all of these multimillionaires, you have to put in the work if you're going to be super successful. You have to. And I'm now talking with people who have global companies, lots of employees. Here's the secret to success for that, aside from putting in the work and their happiness. Number one, they knew early on, after about 2 years or 3 years with struggling in their business, that they had to team, they had to joint venture, they had to partner with other people. You can take on the solo role. You can certainly do that. I have, and I'll tell you, it almost drove me right into the ground. I've partnered now, and I've got quiet partners behind the scene, and I'll talk more about that as the year goes on. But I've signed a contract. I'm doing things like that. All right. You need to be doing that too. And I'm going to challenge you about how many of you watching now have reached out to others and consciously decided to grow your business, because you as one individual, you're not going to be able to scale it where you want, period. I'm telling you that. You may be the exception, the one in a zillion that can. Great if you are. But to really scale and have massive success, you need a team behind you, because as a limited resource, you're only one person. There is only so far you can go. Let's see what David's got here. David, let's see. Nobody I know on the planet today works and hustles as hard as Carolyn Cole. There is no such thing as an overnight success, but there is a 5-year rocket ship that you can ride to the top. Woohoo! All right, David, I love that comment. And the thing is that I do work hard, but I'm going to correct you because I don't know anybody who works harder on the planet than you. You're close to 100,000 downloads per podcast episode. You do at least 4 or 5 shows weekly now. You've got your whole business that you're doing behind that, and the business is big. So, but you also are putting systems in place and you're doing things differently. And I agree with David totally. And that's a topic I'm going to do for the next live stream or the one beyond, because I tell my clients all the time, and I've mentioned it on the show, is that there's so much room at the top if you'll just come there. This is what I've learned from the multimillionaires too. So much room at the top. Everybody's elbowing at the lower level, just trying to get the scraps. At the middle level, it gets a bit better, but still pretty hectic. But because people stop there and they don't team, they don't joint venture, they don't grow, they don't get to that top. And that's why there's so much room at the top, because people stop short of that. They either quit or they keep limiting themselves and not growing beyond their own sphere. So I'm going to ask you to be honest with yourself and say, have you thought about, excuse me, have you thought about joint venturing? Have you thought about partnering? Have you looked around in your world and the world beyond to say, wow, there's somebody that I want to partner with, I want to do business with, I'm willing to sign a contract with. Let me talk with them and see what we can work out to grow and scale both of our businesses. This is how business is done, online and offline, by the very successful people. The people that you know, offline and online, who are struggling, they're not partnering, they're not leveraging relationships, they're not doing multi-millionaire behavior and millionaire behavior. They're not doing it. every millionaire, multimillionaire that you know, and the ones that I've known growing up, the ones now, they always partnered. They always teamed. They leveraged the world and each other's resources to grow. So if you're in that bubble where you are constantly just doing it yourself, now I'm not saying that every joint venture is going to be a dream. Some of them can be a nightmare. You've got to carefully screen your people. You've got to really know what you're doing going into it. You've got to do different things. And I was talking with, I'm going to say Kendra this week, and we were talking about joint venturing, and she's going to be offering something on that because, it's Kendra Setti, because it's so important, right? It's an important concept, and I'm going to really challenge all of you. Let's see what Michelle says. Michelle says, I don't want to work harder, just smarter. Exactly. Okay. So Michelle, here's the thing. When you joint venture and partner, and just a few days ago, I got a message from somebody who said, hey, I would like to do a joint webinar with you. Now, I haven't investigated. I haven't looked into it, but that's got my attention. Sure. But I give her so much credit for stepping forward and approaching me and saying, hey, can you look at this and let's see if we can partner? Because she's on it. Okay. She's got the message, joint venture and partner. And Michelle, with your space where you are, because the health piece is what you're into, really look around at other people. Maybe you can leverage a webinar, leverage a joint product so you don't have to work so hard, leverage each other's audience to grow. See, this whole solo success is a myth. There is no such thing as solo success. Everybody gets somewhere because of somebody. Now, maybe in your business, maybe it's somebody behind the scenes, family, loved ones, whatnot, supporting you, and that's part of the help that you get. But really, everybody gets somewhere with other people. We have to start connecting. And I don't understand in the business realm with business coaches why you aren't partnering and doing joint webinars or programs with copywriters. Copywriters, I don't understand why you're not partnering and joint venturing with business coaches. People in the Facebook ad space, people in the content creation space, all of these other people. Why aren't you partnering with business coaches and copywriters and all around? I don't understand this mentality. Right? Going forward with my programs, and I'll tell you, next week I'll be in New York, or the following week. We're still working out the details. I thought it was going to be here, but it's going to be there for a certain reason. But my programs are being professionally shot and produced, right? I'm going to be affiliating with people. I'm hoping to get a nice affiliate team on board to sell my products, and I'm going to, if it's all aligned, help sell theirs. We're going to go lockstep together and create things. We're going to create groups where people can come and meet other people and really joint venture and partner. So that's what I bring to you from the multimillionaire world. Start partnering with people, start affiliating, start getting out there. I promise you, if you stay just you, only you, and that's it, you are limiting your success by 99%. You're eliminating your upside. You are going to exhaust yourself. You're going to burn out your resources. And you know what? Chances are you're going to struggle. Maybe month to month, maybe once every 3 months, maybe every 6 months. It's going to be so much harder for you than if you would just open your mind and say, I want to do what successful people do, really successful and happy people, and I'm going to team, joint venture, and get going. There is no way in the world I am going back ever in my business to a completely solo model. End of story. It's not happening because I know my success, my happiness, my growth, my scaling, and the multi-million-dollar company that I'm building is the other way, not solo land. The arrow is pointing the other way to people land and partnering. So look at that arrow. Is your arrow pointing straight towards solo land? If so, turn it around and point it toward joint venturing and partnerships. Does that make sense to everybody? I hope it does. Okay. Thank you for hanging in and tuning in live. Again, if you like this video, please share it out. I'd really appreciate it. And please like this page. It's facebook.com/The Boom Tank. Now to the second topic today on the live stream. I believe, and I think David's going to wholeheartedly support this, and David has a great program for podcasting. So we can talk about that. You can PM me, you can PM him. It's a fantastic program. I went through his program, highly recommend it. And he's part of the reason that I not only formed my podcast, I stayed with my podcast. And I owe so much to David. I really do. So Thank you so much, David, for everything. All right. So number 2, the power of having your own show and why you should absolutely have one for your business marketing. Now, by show, it can be a podcast. It can be live streaming. It can be other pre-recorded videos. It can be pre-recorded audio. I don't care what it is, but get a show. Now, here's why. Visibility is the lifeblood of your business. From these multimillionaires, their businesses are visible. They're out there all the time. They're producing content all the time. They're out there all the time doing things. This whole low standard of Facebook appearances and Facebook live streaming, it's going to absolutely kill you in your business. It will slaughter you. The myth is it works. And you know what? The truth is it doesn't. There are so many struggling people online struggling because they think success was the way it was 3 or 4 years ago online. You put something up, you say something about it, people buy it, woohoo. Those days are gone. Gone forever. They are gone. You have to now step up and be a full business person. Before, it was this new land of, well, hey, I don't have to do a whole lot, or that's the myth of it, or I throw things up. It's over. It's not going to happen. Visibility is the lifeblood of your business. Now, when I say you need a show, I'm going to put a whole lot of conditions around that. Coming out with a bad show, coming out with a show where you're just winging it by the very low bargain basement Facebook standards that are everywhere all over Facebook. And eventually I'll be streaming shortly from YouTube, hopefully other platforms too, like LinkedIn. The bar is so much higher there, okay? On YouTube, you have to at least be crazy great entertaining or crazy great informative and or both to have a hit show. LinkedIn requires more professionalism. Facebook is getting there really fast. The low standard of Facebook live streams, get that out of your head, jet that, abandon it, because business people in the space have modeled it for you. It's not working for them. Okay. And it may still work for them a bit because they already built a large audience before people expected more and they want more. The whole offline business world is now coming online. It's been happening for years now. And what's happening is that degree of professionalism has come here too. Do not roll out with a bad wing it show where you don't put a whole lot into it. You're not consistent, because that can do your brand more damage than good. And that's the truth of it. So let's see what else we've got here. Yep. Deborah, as far as partners, go looking. David Ralph, truth. Everything that CC is saying is true. I'm now sharing this live Facebook in my own Dream Starter Academy coaching, as everyone needs to see this. Thank you, David. I really appreciate that share. I'm part of that group too. So that's going to be good for them to hear. I really appreciate it. If other people would share this, that'd be good. So let's talk about this, especially for you, Deborah, because you were talking about having a show. Now, am I talking about an NBC, CBS, ABC, Fox production? No, but I am talking this. If you're going to have a show, this is what a professional show looks like that will get you traction and get you noticed in the industry. And the more you're visible, the more success you're going to have. And if you're uncomfortable with it, partner with somebody who's really strong in it. There's another opportunity to joint venture on podcasts, co-host each other, joint venture on live streams. Now, for me, I love having my own solo show and I have my guests on. I'm very good with that. And I think most podcast show hosts are. But if you're terribly seized over that, don't do it, or do it with somebody and enjoy it, right? There's all these different ways, but you should be joint venturing on a bunch of different things. You should be into each other's services and promoting each other, this whole thing. But let's get back to the show here. You need a show, as I said, but you must have a plan. Otherwise, you're going to do more damage than good. So what is thank you, Deborah. I appreciate that. I'm glad you're enjoying it. So here's the thing. What is a good show? A good show is a sensible title. Now, there's a whole thing that I teach in my programs, very professional, very up level. David in his it's Podcaster's Mastery course, he does a whole thing on it. But here's the thing, and this is what I've developed for me for the show. And I'm really talking more about live streaming right now because I think that's the wheelhouse most people are going to be interested in. David can address the podcasting piece, but for the live streaming and also the podcast is that you need a sensible title. Okay. You should have one that's keyword rich. Right? You should have one that's sensible. What do I mean? The era of I'm a unicorn entrepreneur or whatever. I'm a jumpy entrepreneur. I'm a polka dot entrepreneur. I'm a sparkle entrepreneur. Whatever this stuff is, it doesn't work. It's silliness and it's fantasy. Okay. I want you to get grounded in business. Now, it doesn't mean you can't be fun. It can't be enjoyable. You can't have a good time. I'm having a great time with you right now, but You have got to get a title that makes sense and is professional and makes you stand out. Stop doing, especially for women, and this is not a slam on women because I'm one, but for my years in my career and my years in litigation and my years now here in business, it's this, that women do everything they can to dismantle their professionalism, their credentials, their expertise, their greatness when they step out in front of a camera. Somehow it's all the training from centuries and centuries and centuries that women should be seen and not heard, that they dumb down, that they small down. Okay. I don't want you to come out with a title that makes you less than. Come out with a title that is a good, sensible, solid, professional business title that excites you. All right. Do that. Then once you have your sensible title, and I don't want you to spin forever on a title, my show on Tuesday for the summer months, these are one of 2 new summer shows, and I may last longer. I may end it at the end of the summer and do 2 more shows that are different. I don't know. We'll see how all of this goes. So far, I'm loving it. But that one's called Winning in Business. It's very sensible. This is, is it me or my business? Sensible, straightforward, right? Nothing too cute, nothing hokey, nothing clever. Don't out-clever yourself and in the process minimize and become a joke. You want to be taken seriously. And I'm not saying be serious on your shows, but I'm saying be taken seriously. Be a professional. David is very fun. He has a great sense of humor on his podcast, and it attracts people from all over the world, almost in every country on earth, right? But he's still very professional with his show. If you listen to it, and I hope you do, Join Up Dots, it's very professional. It's very professionally done. He's got a system. He knows what he's going to do. He has a flow in the conversation. He jokes with these people, but he always gets great content out. And that's my next point, that anyone can be average. You want to be above average if you're going to have a show. And that means delivering valuable content. And every one of David's shows and every one of my podcasts in these live streams, I'm trying to deliver crazy great value to you. And it's designed that way so that you're like, you get a takeaway and you get to it, right? So I want you to keep in mind, have a show. You got to have a plan. Don't wing it. Don't be average. Be professional. You can be relaxed, be fun. You can be fun, but come out with a purpose and come out with real value. All right. Now, and get away from the Facebook standards. Here's the thing. For people who wing it and hang out and do all of this with their Facebook live streams, great. They're playing to their Facebook friends by and large, and that will only get them so much lift. If that's your goal in business, to have that be your business audience forever, great. But I will tell you, if you limit yourself to just your Facebook friends, you're limiting your business and your success, and it's going to hurt. You need to go bigger. And the way to go bigger is to have your own professional show. All right, let's see what we've got here. We've got some comments coming in. Stop making up fairy tales. Yes, Paul, that is absolutely true. Let's see. Michelle asked, what is the best way to find joint venture partners? I love this. Okay. There are different things. I want you to go look at something like the Joint Venture Zoo, but you're better off, Michelle, if you just look at people in your network or people you admire online and start approaching them. Who cares about no? When you're in a successful business, you have to create your possibilities, because the more possibilities you create the possibilities for a whole lot more yeses. Be detached from the no's. Who cares? You only need a couple great big yeses to work. Me, I'm going to be offering programs in the space to certain people, right? Who can affiliate with me, and I'll be affiliating with them going forward. So just look around in your space right now about people that you want to partner with, and don't go small, right? Don't come out and joint venture around a $27 book or a $97 book or a $50 book. Don't do that. Okay. Come out with a program where you can both make a living doing it, deliver crazy great value, really make a difference. That's how you decide the joint venture. Do not do this free stuff, beta stuff, all of that. Now, in the future, I may have different groups that join me for a day, okay, to test things. That's different because I still have my big programs. All right. I want you to joint venture where it makes financial sense to do so. No more small fry. And the whole thing is that my business people and my audience now, it's not the small struggling people anymore. It's the successful people. It's the people who've already done what I'm telling you, right? So I'm sharing this with you now because even my business has moved well beyond that. All right. I'm asking you to come along and move along too. Let's see what else we've got. Yes, stop making up fairy tale titles. Oh my gosh, Paul, the space is insane. I'm a sparkly person. I'm a this, I'm a that. It's fantasy. It's crazy. And the crazy thing is it creates this perception that it's real and it's working. And that's the behavior that should be. Never. The offline business principles apply online if you're in business. Period. You don't see people in the workplace saying, I'm a sparkly entrepreneur, unicorn, whatever. They don't do that. Real people, sensible people don't do that. So stop doing that. Let's see what else we've got. Also, a lot of people prep work needed before I get on the camera. Tons of makeup, Botox, and hairspray. You're very funny, Michelle. So you may not need the Botox, but the other stuff, I've got hairspray. It all works, right? David, do your own thing? Aim to become your own category of one. If you do your own thing with your swing, then goodbye competition. Absolutely. But here's the key, David, and here's the rest for the show. And you know this as well as I do. That you have to give value. You do your own thing, but there's so many people that do their own thing and add no value. They just want hearts and likes and they want to be entertaining. If that's your business model, selling entertainment, of course, that's what you want to be. Okay. If that's what you sell, your entertainment. Okay. But if you're selling business programs, you do your own thing, but you have to be professional about it. That's my bias. All right. Then consistent. You have to be absolutely consistent with your show. You can't just show up whenever you want. This whole myth about you can wear what you want, show up when you want, do whatever you want in business. It's wrong. It's a lie. It's not true. It's just, thank you, Danny Lou. Very good. Thank you. Welcome, Danny. Thank you for coming live. This stuff about it's not true. Look at me, okay? I'm showing up here. I'm not showing up in my pajamas. I'm not showing up a mess. I'm showing up as a business person for you. David shows up casual for his podcast, but he's also, he may deny it, but he's super professional because I'll tell you what, David works day, he works night. He live streams into his group at different hours, all different days of the week. He's active in his groups on the weekends with pre-published content. Systematically, David, who is very fun, okay, he shows up every single day on planet Earth with his stuff. Every single day, okay? That's the consistency, and that's why David has nearly 100,000 downloads per episode and millions of downloads to date because he showed up, he did the work, he was consistent, and he was professional. He's having fun, but he was professional and one of the hardest workers you're ever going to meet on the planet. That's the truth. If you want real success, you have to work. And then when you get that real success, now you can hire a team for relief. Now you can go get other people to joint venture. And the more successful you are, you can approach the bigger players to joint venture to sell each other things. That's the trade-off. You see, what you're doing with working hard is you're securing your tomorrow. You're expanding to get that relief in. As long as you stay solo, you're crazy. Just crazy, because you're not going to be able to be happy because you're going to be working your brains out on a certain limitation of growth. That's just the way that goes. Let's see what we've got here. David who? It's David Ralph. He's on the live stream now. David Ralph is host of the top global podcast in the world for motivation, business, inspiration, career, those kinds of things. It's Join Up Dots. Go find him. Go to his website, Join Up Dots, and also go to his show, Join Up Dots, and subscribe. He's a fabulous guy. Paul Cousineau knows him. Hey, Paul. It's so wonderful to see you here. Okay, let's see what else we've got here. David who? We've answered that. Always professional, Michelle Hatch. Absolutely. And here's the other thing I want to talk about, the professionalism. Okay. So this is the leg up for you if you're thinking about a show. You need a professional show introduction. Now, do you have to have it professionally and musically produced and all of that? No. But you should start the show with, I am so-and-so. This is my show. Call it what it is, a sensible name, and say what the purpose of it is. Get into it. When you sign off, you need a professional sign off every time. You want consistency in how you open the show, consistency in how you close the show. Again, I teach all of this to my clients. All of my clients get this, right? Because I'm so passionate, no matter which program they come in, that they need to be visible to have a business, to have a successful career, a successful life. Even in your personal life, you need to get seen and get heard to get your ideas out into the space, whatever they are, to change the planet. All right. So you need a professional intro, professional outro as you go through things. You need professional calls to action. Again, if you like this video, please share it. Please share it and like this business page, /the Boom Tank on Facebook.com. So you need professional calls to action. You need to be confident. And you can come work with me. You can work with other people about how you get confident online or on microphone or both to do your shows. You want to come out strong because this is marketing. Having your own show is marketing. You are marketing your business. You don't want to come out with marketing that's not representative of your greatness. All right. Now, this may sound like a tall order. It doesn't take that much work to get into shape to have a professional show, especially a professional live stream. But it does take work. It does take consistency. It does take professionalism. That's the deal there. All right. Clear on messaging. With your show, you have to be absolutely clear on your messaging. You can't get in there and fumble around. You got to come in, get your point across in a very caring way and get out of there, right? You want a clear message. And again, the low standards of Facebook, the low standards of maybe other online platforms that you're part of, they don't apply. When you're talking about super successful business, if you're talking about dreaming of a millionaire business, $1 million business, or a multi-million-dollar business, you have to go to a whole nother level. What got you here, as Jim Rohn said, will not get you there. And he's absolutely right. You have to start thinking now, even if you're wherever you are in business, you have to start thinking now about how long do I want to stay in the status I'm in before I grow and do bigger things? The answer should be not 1 second longer. Today, tomorrow, start immediately scaling your business in the ways I've talked about. That is scaling, getting your own show, joint venturing, partnering, talking with other people, forming groups, forming alliances, forming, as I say, a mighty armada to sail together. Start doing it now for maximum growth, period. All right, there we go. Let's see what else we've got here. Okay, anybody have any questions? Hope you're still enjoying this. Thank you for hanging in and being on. The third topic for today, this is a favorite lesson from another classic book about the tipping point in your business to success and how to reach it. All right. I'm going to go through this book more. Now, next week, I'm not sure the show will go. I'm supposed to be in New York filming stuff professionally on Wednesday. That may get rescheduled to the following week. If it doesn't, there's a chance that the filming may not conclude on Wednesday. We still don't know. It may conclude on Thursday. So if it does, I'll put notice up. I'll keep you posted. We'll resume the show the following week. If it gets bumped to the following week, then I'll be back next week. Whenever I'm back with you, I'm going to be covering this book a little bit more. It's a very important book. It was actually the precursor to Darren Hardy's The Compound Effect. And you know, I love Darren Hardy of Success Magazine. He's brilliant. Check out Darren Hardy. Absolutely love everything he does. This is a book by Jeff Olson. It's called The Slight Edge. And the premise behind this book, it is about the power of compounding. And compounding can be money, a penny turning into millions of dollars over the course of your lifetime. It also definitely applies to your business. And I want you to just bear in mind, I'm just going to read you one small passage out of this book, one small passage, but I want to give you a flavor of what showing up for your business every day can do for you, and being consistent every day can do, and having a show and joint venturing and partnering and actually working, doing the work. I'm not talking busy tasks. I'm talking doing the real work of business every single day, at least Monday through Friday in your business, showing up like a professional business person. And I love just how he captures this phrasing. He says this: you do all of this work and you push and it can be frustrating. It can be frustrating. And this is what he says about the frustration when you're doing all the right things, but you're not seeing the results right away. He says, way back in the beginning, when you add the first few morsels of positive action, if you judge your choices by the evidence of your eyes, you won't see the scales move at all, and that will frustrate you. Now, I'm also talking to very successful business owners wanting to get into that now multi-million-dollar rung and further, maybe tens of millions and hundreds of millions. Maybe it's still not working for you. Same exact thing applies. It's going to frustrate you because you can't see it yet. It frustrates 19 out of 20 people so much they quit. Now listen to that statistic. 19 out of 20 get frustrated so much they quit without understanding they are building by taking those Kaizen, those incremental steps every day, those small steps for lasting success. It frustrates 19 out of 20 people so much they quit. And that is the saddest thing I can think of. And for me, that's the saddest thing I can think of for all of you watching this too, if that's where you are. Then he goes on to say this, then at some point, breakthrough. And I'm going to guarantee you a breakthrough. So is Jeff Olson. If you stay with it, you get visible, you get professional, and you start scaling your business. You start partnering and joint venturing and applying these $1 million and multi-million-dollar and $100 million thoughts. I had a guest on the show this week who has made hundreds of millions of dollars selling his own businesses, hundreds of millions of dollars. All right. So this is real, and this is coming from them. The momentum of the thing kicks in your favor when you have the breakthrough, hurling the flywheel forward, turn after turn, whoosh, and now you're ready to go. Successful people do whatever it takes to get the job done, whether or not they feel like it. So listen again. Successful people do whatever it takes to get the job done, whether or not they feel like it. Some days I show up and I am tired, especially by Friday. I am wiped out because think about this. I've got 3 shows going now. 3 shows. I've got my show on Tuesday. I've got this show and my podcast. On top of that, I'm meeting people. On top of that, I'm speaking. On top of that, I'm running my coaching and consulting programs, right? So all of that. And I've got new programs coming online. But again, successful people do whatever it takes to get the job done, whether or not they feel like it. They understand that it is not any one single push on the flywheel, but the cumulative total of all their sequential, unfailing, consistent pushes that eventually creates movement of such astonishing momentum in their lives. And that's just a taste of the book. And the slight edge is if you keep working, even if you're slightly ahead of the pack, that slight edge means you are at the top. Right? Because sometimes it's just that slight edge of doing just that little bit more every day, having your show, being consistent, showing up, going out and getting partners with your business, going out and actually growing your business consciously beyond you, beyond your power. It's that slight edge that eventually propels you into the millions, multi-millions, and hundreds of millions of dollars. If you're curious about what it's like to talk to somebody who is a multimillionaire who's made hundreds of millions in his business, check out my live stream that I did for Winning in Business last Tuesday with Graham, or this past Tuesday with Graham. It was absolutely Tuesday before. That's right. This week we had to skip because of a scheduling conflict. The Tuesday before, look for Graham's interview. It's just magnificent. I'm so blessed to be able to talk with these people and report out the lessons that they're sharing from a whole different stratosphere. Okay. This is a whole different ecosystem to look into. And some of you were already there, but it's even a bigger push because now some of these people are worth hundreds of millions of dollars, right? They just are. So I hope that helps you. Please check out. Also, I want to give a plug to Bill Woodich. I was on the Woodich Network this week. It was a fabulous time with Bill. He's a great guy. He's a CEO of a multi-million-dollar company. He has an online network of shows, and I'll have an announcement about me and his network coming soon. So that's all pretty exciting. But I want to support Bill because Bill was so gracious in having me on his show. We had such a terrific time. He's a great host, and he's doing big things in the business world and in the corporate world. So check out Bill and everything he's doing. Check out Graham and everything he's doing. And Paul Cullen, my other guest, who was the big rock star in the late 80s, 1990s with the legendary band Bad Company. His solo episode, he came on the podcast for an encore episode because sound quality was kind of iffy on Facebook live stream. Listen to that encore episode of him, how he's triumphed from the very top as a rock star down, back up again as an entrepreneur, and what he's doing in the fine food and wine business as well as in-home entertaining. Very cool guy. Love Paul to death. So check that out. That episode's coming out later today. It's done. It's edited. It just needs to be put up. Let's see what else we've got. Again, I told you I may not be here next Thursday, depending on New York. I'll keep you posted. You'll see it there. If that gets moved, then we'll definitely be here next Thursday. Please join me high noon Eastern time for another edition of Is It Me or My Business? And be sure to catch Tuesday. We resume that show for Winning in Business high noon on Tuesday, this page right here. Thank you very much for watching the replay. Thank you very much for attending live. I am honored by your presence. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I answer every one. If it's something confidential, direct message me or send me an email, Carolyn@boomtank.com. If you want to work with me, contact me. I'd love to talk with you about how I can help you because I know I can. Let's see what else we've got here. All right. Anybody else have any comments? Anything else? We're getting ready to wrap it up. Danny Lou, Michelle, Paul, let's see, David, Deborah. I'm going down the list here. I already said Michelle. All right. Thank you all for attending live, and the others that I could not see, because there's always a few that I can't see that show up. I'm showing that a bunch of people did pop in, but I can't see everybody. Thank you very much for attending. If nobody has anything else, I'm just going to wrap it. Have a great rest of your week. That will be Friday, and a great weekend. And I look forward to seeing you back here live on another edition of Is It Me or My Business? And send me your questions ahead of time if you want. I'll be happy to answer them. And if you want me to keep it confidential, happy to do that too. All right. And check out boomtank.com, my website. Subscribe, please. I've got cool things coming out in email on there. Lots of cool stuff for you. Boomtank.com. Subscribe. Thank you very much for attending. Really appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day. And remember, you can create your success. Go do it and be happy.